This was a massive spot to be in for such a young talent, to have a sold-out crowd completely behind her, down at points. Jimmy, how did she do it?
I mean, look, she's a fan favorite, obviously. Everywhere she goes, she has the Philippines cheering for her. They seem to travel to all the tournaments.
Alexa just got crushed in her singles quarterfinal. A straight sets loss, 6-3, 6-3, to world number 11 Ekaterina Alexandrova. Just like that, her Abu Dhabi singles dream was over. For most players, that's the kind of loss that wrecks your day. The kind you need hours to process. Time alone. Packs. Quiet. Reset. Alexa didn't have that luxury. Less than 60 minutes later, she was back on court, this time with partner Janice Tien, for the doubles quarterfinal against the second-seeded team. And instead of folding, they destroyed them. Another 6-3, 6-3 win. Total control. Ticket punch to the semifinals. This is the story of how to turn heartbreak into fuel in under an hour. Let's rewind, because that singles loss stung. Alexa came into the quarterfinal absolutely rolling. She had just pulled off one of the matches of the tournament against Sasnovich. Down 0-4 in the third set, saved a match point, and somehow flipped the entire match in a tiebreak. Legendary comeback. Momentum fully on her side. Confidence sky high. Then came Ekaterina Alexandrova, the number 2 seed. World number 11. Proven. Dangerous. A player who's lived in the top 20 for years, made Grand Slam quarterfinals, and hits the ball harder than almost anyone on tour. Still, after that Sasnovich comeback, it felt like anything was possible. Until the match started. Alexandrova came out playing at an absurd level. Flat, heavy ground strokes. Big serves. Relentless pressure. She took time away from Alexa on every point and never let her settle into a rhythm. First set, 6-3. Second set, same story. 6-3 again. No collapse. No meltdown. Just a top 10 player executing at full throttle. Singles dream over. And here's where most stories end. But not this one. Because instead of carrying that loss onto the doubles court, Alexa flipped the switch completely. With Janice Tien beside her, the energy changed. The body language changed. The urgency turned into clarity. Against the second seeds, they played free. Aggressive returns. Clean network. No hesitation. They dictated from the first game to the last. 6-3. 6-3. Just like that, heartbreak turned into momentum. This wasn't just a win, it was a mindset statement. Proof that elite competitors don't wait for disappointment to fade. They repurpose it. They use it. Less than an hour after her singles run ended, Alexa was still standing, still competing, and now still alive in Abu Dhabi. That's resilience. That's professionalism. That's how champions respond. The match ends in straight sets. And look, there's no shame in losing to the world number 11. This isn't a bad loss. Ekaterina Alexandrova is that good. But after the high of that Sasnovich comeback, after climbing to number 38 in the live rankings, after feeling like you're right on the edge of something special, losing like that stings. Most players would be crushed. They'd go back to the locker room, sit there for hours, replay every missed shot, do the interviews, feel the weight of it all. That's the natural reaction when your tournament ends and your singles dream dies on court. Alex didn't have that luxury. Because less than an hour later, she had another match to play. Think about the mental reset required here. Your singles run is over. The momentum from Sasnovich, gone. The ranking climb paused. You're disappointed, frustrated, physically and emotionally drained. And now you're expected to flip a switch and compete again. Not just compete, but go out there against the second-seeded doubles team. Zhang Shuai and Kristina Mladenovic. Proven veterans. Elite doubles players. Ranked far higher. Way more experienced. This is where champions separate themselves from everyone else. 'Cause most people can't do that reset. They carry disappointment forward. They let one loss bleed into the next. One bad moment snowballs into another. Alex isn't most people. Less than 60 minutes after walking off the singles court, Alex and Janice Tien step onto the doubles court for their quarterfinal, and they come out swinging. They break early in the first set. They're moving well, communicating, reading each other perfectly, finding seams in the opposition's game. Zhang and Mladenovic are second seeds for a reason, but Alex and Janice aren't intimidated. First set, 6-3. Now it gets interesting. You expect the veterans to adjust. You expect the pushback. You're thinking, okay, this is where it tightens up. Never does. The Seers keep the pressure on. They stay aggressive. They execute the plan. No hesitation. No nerves. Second set. 6-3 again. Same score. Same control. Absolute domination of the second-seeded team. Semifinals bound. An hour ago, Alex was walking off court crushed. Now she's celebrating one of the biggest doubles wins of the tournament. And when you zoom out, what Alex and Janice have done in this doubles draw is borderline absurd. Round 1. They beat Leila Fernandez, a French Open doubles finalist, and Kristina Mladenovic, a 6-time Grand Slam doubles champion. 3 sets. Massive upset. Quarterfinals. They take down the number 2 seeds in straight sets. Another shock. Now they're in the semifinals of a WTA 500 event. That's huge. Serious ranking points. Serious prize money. And serious respect. But it's not just the results, it's how they're doing it. The chemistry. The clutch moments. The instinctive doubles play you can't teach. The Sears nickname isn't just cute. Means something. 2 Southeast Asian players fighting to prove they belong at this level. Lifting each other when it gets hard. When Alex needed to bounce back from singles heartbreak, Janice was there. When Janice needed a partner who could execute under pressure, Alex delivered. That's partnership. That's what makes doubles special. And here's what I love most about Alex's mentality. She could have used the singles loss as an excuse. I'm tired. I'm emotional. I need to process this. Nobody would have blamed her for coming out flat. But that's not who she is. Instead of letting the disappointment drag her down, she used it as fuel. You can almost imagine her thinking, okay, singles didn't go my way, but I've still got doubles. I've still got a chance to win something big here. Let's go. That's championship mentality. That's resilience. That's exactly the mindset you need to succeed at the highest level of professional sports. And honestly, this might end up being better for her in the long run. Yeah, losing in singles hurts, but now she gets to keep playing. She gets to keep competing. She gets to chase a doubles title with her partner instead of just going home disappointed. Sometimes the basketball gods or tennis gods or whatever you want to call them have a plan. Maybe Alex was supposed to lose that singles match so she could fully lock in on doubles. Because right now theirs are on fire and they've got a real shot at winning this thing. So what's next? The semifinals. And I don't have the exact matchup details yet. But it doesn't really matter who they're playing because after what we just saw, bouncing back from heartbreak in under an hour to upset the second seeds. I'm not betting against them. The momentum is real. The chemistry is clicking. And most importantly, Alex has proven she can compartmentalize. She can take a tough loss, set it aside, and come back with the same intensity and focus. That's a superpower in professional sports. If they win the semifinal, they're in the final of a WTF 500 event. That's massive. That's career-defining. And even if they don't win at all, making the semis of a tournament this big is already a success story. Plus, let's not forget Alex is still number 38 in the world in singles. That epic comeback against Sesnovich still happened. She still climbed 7 spots in the rankings. The singles loss to Alexandrova doesn't erase any of that. It just means she's got more work to do, more levels to reach. And based on everything we've seen, the comebacks, the mental toughness, the ability to bounce back immediately from disappointment, she's going to get there. This is what I want people to understand about Alex Eala. She's not just talented. She's not just skilled. She's tough. Mentally unbreakable. Losing 6-3, 6-3 in a quarterfinal, and then coming back less than an hour later to beat the second seeds in doubles. That's not normal. That's not something most players can do. That requires a level of mental fortitude that separates champions from everyone else. And she's doing it with Janice Jen, another fighter, another player refusing to accept where people think she should be ranked. Together, they're proving that Southeast Asian tennis is for real. That the Sears aren't just a cute nickname, they're a force. Look, I'm not going to lie, the singles loss hurts. As a fan, I wanted to see Alex go deeper. I wanted to see her push Alexandrova harder. I wanted that magical run to continue. But you know what? This might be even better because now we get to see Alex respond to adversity. We get to see her prove that one loss doesn't define her, doesn't break her. We get to see her channel that disappointment into something positive in doubles. And we get to see the Sears make a run at a WTA 500 doubles title. How cool is that? So yeah, it was a bittersweet day in Abu Dhabi. The singles dream died, but the doubles dream is very much alive. And watching Alex flip that switch from devastation to domination in under an hour. That's the kind of mental toughness that makes me believe this girl is going to do special things for a long, long time. The semifinals are next, and I'm all in on the Sears. Let's go, Alex. Let's go, Janice. Time to shock the world.